The following program was produced by PAC TV in accordance with the agreements PAC TV has with the towns we serve. The content of this program does not reflect the views or opinions of the PAC TV staff or board of directors.
And welcome to another edition of Nook News. I'm Beth Hadfield. I'm the activity coordinator at the Plymouth Center for Active Living. Today, our discussion is going to be about Gatra, Diloride, and the new South Plymouth Gatra on Demand. Joining me this morning is Joanne Laferrera, Stacy, Forte, Bob Lawson, and our very own director, Bratti. Joanne, I'm going to have you start and introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and how and what your job is with Gatra.
Thank you, Beth, and good morning. I'm Joanne Laferrera, the Director of Customer Relations for Gatra. As you know, Gatra provides public transportation services in 28 communities, Plymouth being one of them. We've been focusing on Plymouth as a really important area that needs transportation. So we do provide fixed route buses, local Diloride service. We try and provide exactly what the community needs. And Plymouth being such a large community, South Plymouth has been a focus for us for the past few years.
Awesome, thank you. Stacy, can you introduce yourself and tell us what your job is?
Yep, I'm Stacy Forte. I'm the Director of Administration and Compliance for Gatra. My job is varied, but I basically oversee all the services that we provide throughout the 20 communities and make sure everything's done up to code compliance, and that we have the funding available to provide all these services.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Bob Lawson.
Good morning. I handle all the day-to-day operations in the Plymouth office. We cover the Plymouth area and the Wareham area, fixed route and Diloride.
Thank you. Welcome. Bratti.
Hi, thank you. I'm so excited to have the Gatra team here. It was important to us that we educate the community and reacclimate them to the Gatra services, particularly during COVID. Transportation for seniors and members of our community can be a challenge, and we wanted to ensure our community that Gatra was here for us and give some details and really debunk some stereotypes as well as to what services that they actually provide for our community. Thanks, Beth.
Thanks, Michelle.
Sure.
I would like to kind of jump right in where Michelle touched on. Obviously, we are in COVID times, and I would like to know what safety measures are Gatra and Diloride putting in place, and how are they working for the patrons? I'm not sure who should answer it, so anybody can jump right in.
Well, I know.
It's fine. Yeah, we put up plastic barriers for the drivers and all the vehicles. They were provided with masks and gloves. There's cleaning of the vehicles routinely throughout the day, and especially in the evening. There's a spray gun, is it like almost like a backpack? They go through and spray the vehicles at night. All the vehicles are socially distanced, so they only book, I think, what are we at now, Bob, like 3 per vehicle or 2?
About 3 at a time, yeah. We try and keep everybody 6 feet apart.
Correct, so everybody's safe and everybody's required to wear a mask.
Correct.
Okay. What about on the fixed route bus? Is it also a lower number, or how's that working?
Yes, same thing. They're keeping the numbers down, which hasn't really been a problem because there's not a lot of ridership right now. As it grows, we'll have to look at it, but it is still keeping the numbers down, masks, and then the same procedures. They have driver barriers, and then they're being cleaned regularly throughout the day.
Okay. Do you offer patrons sanitizing wipes if they wanted to wipe their seat down, or is that not an option right now?
We don't have those on the vehicles. They do have hand sanitizer dispensers when they get on the vehicles. I did forget to mention that. So all the vehicles have they're mounted right in the vehicle as they get on.
Okay, awesome. So we have 3 different programs essentially in Plymouth, and I think I'm going to turn to you, Joanne, if you want to discuss how each of the programs is different or similar. We have Gatra, which is the fixed route bus, I believe. Then we have Diloride, which you call for your service. Mm-hmm. And then we have the Gatra on demand, which is the new South Plymouth transportation. Do you want to explain of these?
Sure. And we have a regular fixed route bus that follows a schedule 7 to 7, usually during the day. It has regular stops that anyone can use. All our vehicles are wheelchair accessible. We have a flag system where they can flag down the bus where it's safe to pull over and pick them up. So there's a regular bus in the area. We also provide, because we have a fixed route bus, we have to provide paratransit transportation for people with disabilities who live within 3/4 of a mile of the fixed route bus but cannot take that bus due to their disability. So they can call and utilize that bus, utilize our Diloride system for the same hours as the fixed route bus. In addition, we have a local Diloride for seniors and people with disabilities that's run on a smaller schedule, but actually it's not that much smaller, that people can call in advance for the ride to come and pick them up and take them to their location. Our newest service is a microtransit service, which is based on a system like Uber and Lyft. You can call it with an app, or you can call it on the phone. It just started last week, and South Plymouth has been forever needing some type of service. As you know, Diloride's only down there 2 days a week. So we got some money, we got some grant money. Stacy wrote a grant, and we got some money to provide this service. And it goes from 7 to 5, Monday through Friday. People can call it on an app. So it's the same day. If you download the app and you push in and call, as long as you're in the service area, it's a geofence. So if from South Plymouth, it goes all the way up to Memorial Hall. If you live within that geofence, you can take that service that day. It will notify you when they're going to pick you up. For example, if you call it that you want to ride for 10 o'clock, if there's a vehicle in the area, there's 2 vehicles that are equipped with this, they can be there they'll let you know what time they're going to pick you up and take you to your destination. You can also call in the dispatch for the same day. And again, the vehicle will come and pick you up and take you to your destination within the geofence. It's free for now till the end of October, and it's a good service because it's economical, it's same day, we can socially distance people because we know who's on it at all times. We can see the origins and destinations, so for later data, if we want to look and see where people are going and if they need different times, we can adjust it, and hopefully people will utilize it because in South Plymouth, it's been so hard getting transportation.
Is this transportation just to medical appointments, or is it to go anywhere between South Plymouth and Memorial Hall?
It's anywhere within that geofence, and anyone can use it.
Okay.
And
so there's no age limit. I'm sorry, Stacy, go ahead.
That's okay. I just wanted to say, once you reach Memorial Hall, I know it sounds like a small area, you can then transfer to the fixed route bus service, and that goes so many more places. So,
okay.
It was my understanding right now, this is for South Plymouth residents.
Yes, if you live within the geofence, if you download the app and you want to book a ride, the geofence will come up. And if you're within that geofence, then you can use it. But again, I was saying that if we find that more people are getting denied because they're not in the geofence, we can move that geofence to open it up. It just depends on if we can get more funding for more vehicles. So right now it's a pilot program. And especially with a grant, the more people that use it, the more apt you're going to be able to get another grant or another round of funding.
That's wonderful. It's critical during this time, as Beth had mentioned. What is going to be the cost, Joanne, once the free period ends?
We're looking at $2 a ride.
Okay, great.
For everybody across the board.
$2 one way.
Yes, because it will go and pick you up.
Okay.
If you're not standing at a bus stop, and
Okay.
Perfect.
Wow.
pretty cheap.
Yeah. And even
It
if they
is.
even if they just type in their pickup address and their drop-off address, it'll tell them if they're within the geofence. So
Okay.
if they're right on the line and they're not sure, they can just enter in the addresses and it'll let them know.
Okay.
We ran a similar service in the Norton Mansfield area during COVID, during when shutdown was, and we found that it was really used well, that people were comfortable using it because they knew they could see who else was on the bus and whether they and take it to their destination. So that was one of the services that really still held ridership during quarantine.
You said they could see who else was on the bus. So on the app, does other names of other riders come up?
No, just the amount, right?
Dispatch can see
Dispatch
Yeah.
can see
who's on the bus.
who's on the bus, how many people.
Okay.
So we can tell that this person, there's too many people on the bus at that time. Can we come back in 15 minutes?
It would only take
whatever- or
15
whatever the
minutes to go
No, or
from-
whatever. I'm just using that as a.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's awesome. What a great pilot program, though. So well needed in South Plymouth. I'm excited for our town for this program. So that
We are
sounds
too.
awesome.
The compliance part I want to mention,
Yeah.
which I know some people get nervous about, is all of our drivers, even for this program, are trained. And so that's what sets us apart from an Uber or a Lyft. We have insurance on all the vehicles. They're checked and maintained regularly and cleaned. And all the drivers are trained in wheelchair securement, passenger sensitivity, defensive driving, and all sorts of things. So, if people are worried about putting their children on it or even their elderly parents, it's the same service as a Gatra where the drivers are trained and vetted. And so we really do have a lot of oversight, which is good.
That's a really important point. So unlike the other Uber, Lyft type where they're independent almost contractors, you're saying these drivers are through Gatra.
Correct.
Mhm.
Wow, that's great.
So that brings me to my next question, which is, I know we're in COVID times, but if somebody was unsteady, could they help them get on the bus? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
thinking.
I know we're all thinking, but I'm thinking too, because you're trained, they can secure all the wheelchairs, but let's say, Grandma Jenny is getting on the bus with her cane and she's very unsteady. I'm throwing it out there.
In most times, the driver will help someone in the wheelchair. You can use the lift if you're not in a wheelchair. You can
Okay.
ask for the lift to come down.
Okay.
And then that person can stand on the lift and can help you up. And you're always welcome to take someone. We can't guarantee that a driver can get off the vehicle to
Okay.
help someone on. Because there's other people on the vehicle. And a lot of times they can't do that. And especially in COVID times about assisting a person, like grabbing their arm, that's not a good thing. So anyone can take someone with them,
Okay.
if they need assistance.
That's great.
Do you have to pay for the person that they take with you? Is it $2 for each person getting on the bus?
Right now, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what is the difference between Diloride and the Gatra on demand?
Well, the Diloride is only for seniors and people with disabilities. Gatra On Demand is open to the public. Gatra On Demand is a same-day service. You can call it and get picked up the same day, as opposed to Diloride, you have to book in advance.
Okay.
I think too that that's a really important point, Joanne and Beth. I know for whatever reason, some of the stereotype or stigma that we've heard, some feedback in terms of Diloride, we really appreciate that service for our senior population, of course. Some of the feedback, I want to debunk some of those myths of that program. So could you talk about exactly how much notice is needed, the specifics of that program? Because for some reason, there seems to be a theory out there amongst seniors that you need a week or two in advance to book a ride to somewhere, and that it's more prohibitive than helpful. So I want you guys to have an opportunity to talk specifics about the Diloride.
Sure, Bob.
I do know that when we're taking phone calls and explaining the service, we recommend that when you know that your doctor's appointment is, to schedule it right away. Don't wait till the day before, just in case. But yeah, when you know where your doctor's appointment is, schedule the day before. Schedule in advance. Usually, we stop taking reservations at noontime the previous business day. So that means like for Monday, we would stop taking reservations for Friday. The other way around. For Friday, we would stop taking reservations for Monday. I know that's confusing with some people. Also, if you're ADA, we can take advantage right up to 24 hours. So even if it is afternoon time and you are ADA, we can still schedule the trip.
Okay. So how much notice is typically, you're saying basically a day, a 24-hour period, 48-hour period?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great. That's
That
definitely
is great.
different than a week. So, okay.
Definitely is.
And what's the cost of that
That's $1.75
each way?
each way.
Okay, great.
Can you buy a pass?
I was just going to say that they can
Okay.
purchase a pass from the driver. It's 10 rides for $15.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Awesome.
Now those passes are good for Diloride. They're not good for the on-demand service. The on-demand service, I know we haven't touched on it.
We
but
haven't touched on passes yet.
Yeah, the on-demand service, they can pay directly through the app, or they can pay when they get on the bus to the driver.
Oh, that's great. Nice.
So I do have a question about the on-the-demand service, and I know they can download the app, but we do have probably more seniors in our community that are not as phone and computer savvy. So that program, you can still just call in and set everything up without
Yes.
downloading the app, correct?
Yes. You can call in and set everything up, or if you see the vehicle, it's parked somewhere, we're taking walk-ons too. If you just want to walk on and ask them to take you somewhere, he'll just plug in where you want to go. So we do promote walk-ons, and once you are a walk-on, we'll give you a card on how to download the app or what to call.
Okay.
And the vehicles are branded a little differently, so they'll know it's a Gatra Go. It's called Gatra Go.
Yeah.
So they'll have that branding right on the vehicle, so they'll know that that's the vehicle they can just walk on to.
Is it a bus like the Diloride bus?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Is there anything else? Michelle, we talked about a bunch of things earlier. Did we touch upon everything that we had discussed?
Yeah, I think it was again to refamiliarize our community with this great service that we have right at our fingertips. We know that transportation is an issue, particularly during this time. I want to encourage our seniors to utilize, if they're in South Plymouth or in that geo area, to use this new program, this new service for Gatra Go, to utilize Diloride. We'll call it a 48-hour notice, or as soon as you have a doctor's appointment, seniors call, and you can set an appointment, and it's door to door, correct? Diloride is door to door for our seniors, so there's no worry about walking to a bus stop. And most importantly, during this time, what we're hearing from this fine panel is that each program, whether it's the standard bus line, the Diloride, or Gatra Go, is safe, it's socially distanced, there are strict measures in place for senior safety and community safety. Right from the sanitizer when you enter the vehicle, the van, bus, right to masks and sanitizing happening regularly and being socially distanced. So I know for our seniors, there's a lot of fear about how do I get from point A to B safely, because I'm being told I'm the most at-risk population. So I really appreciate this opportunity to reiterate that, to know that Gatra's on top of the safety measures. And I just had a quick question. With COVID, how often is Diloride being utilized? Is your ridership up or down with our seniors?
I think our Gatra's ridership in general is down at least 50 to 60%.
Okay.
But one thing I wanted to reiterate too is that our fixed route bus will also connect other towns. You can get on our fixed route bus in Plymouth and transfer at, it's not the Independence Mall anymore.
You can transfer
Kingston Collection.
Kingston Collection, thank you. Transfer at the Kingston Collection and go through Duxbury and Marshfield. So even on a nice day, if you just want to take a ride, it's very inexpensive to ride the fixed route, $1.50 to ride the fixed route bus, and I think it's a free transfer. So you can go from Plymouth all the way to Marshfield on a nice day.
That's great.
The other thing is the Diloride. I know this is a common misconception. It's not just for, I know it's for seniors and people with disabilities, but it's not just for medical trips. It can be used for anything. Visiting friends, hairdressers, shopping. Yep. There's no restriction to what you can use the Diloride for.
Are you guys still doing that 15-minute window? They can pick you up 15 minutes early, 15 minutes late. How does that part of calling for a Diloride work?
When you call for a Diloride and you say you want to be picked up at 10 o'clock, the bus can arrive 15 minutes early or 15 minutes late, depending on, obviously traffic situations and things like that. Okay. I'd say 99% of the time, even if we are picking you up 15 minutes late, you're going to be the only one on the bus. It's going to be a direct trip right to your destination. So we usually get there on time.
Okay.
Great.
I guess there's one other thing. With the Diloride service, you have to fill out an application and become a client. With the Gatra on-demand service, you don't have to become a client. You just need to either call and schedule a trip or do it through the app.
Okay.
That's a very good distinction, Bob. Thank you.
Yes.
That's important.
Thank you.
And if there are seniors in our community that need help with that application or need some assistance to utilize the Diloride program, they should contact us and we'll make sure that we help them with that, because it's important. Our seniors need transportation, and this is a great solution. All three of these options are pretty amazing solutions for our community.
So for anyone listening, if you wanted to call the Gatra Go bus, the phone number is 508-301-7200. We will be sending out emails and posting through Facebook and our constant contact, all of the information so that you can access the app on your phone, call for the Gatra Go bus, as well as we will also post the Diloride information. Is there anything anybody else would like to add?
Just that I hope people utilize the service so that we can keep it down there. And I think they'll like it once they see how it works, that it's safe and the drivers are great and it can take you to the grocery store. So in order for us to keep it, people have to use it.
I'm very excited to be able to share this, and I'm really hoping that with all our information and referral that we do through social outreach, we'll be able to get participants to give it a try and see how easy it is and how well it works.
Great. Thank you.
The other thing too is that if there's something that you need to get to that none of these programs, you don't think that they can help you, always call our office. We have a mobility manager. We have Joanne as well, the Director of Customer Relations. And we have a lot of programs, specialized different grant programs that we apply for that we may be able to find you a way if you think there isn't a way.
All right.
Is there a phone number, Stacy, that they should call if they do have those questions?
Yeah, we have the 1-800 number. Joanne, do you have that right there?
No, I don't.
They can go on our website too, gatra.org.
Gatra.org. Okay. I will get the phone number and post it.
I'll send it to you, Beth. I'll send you the 800 number.
Okay, awesome. Well, everyone, I'd like to thank you so much. I think today's show was very informative. I know here at the center, we are 100% going to push Gatra Go and see if we can get more people to use it. And, you know, maybe that will even get them up here to do a grab and go lunch or an indoor program. So this will be great. Bob, Joanne, Stacy, Michelle, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. We love Gatra.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.